Um, I'm I'm very very sorry, Tom, that Tom Brady ruined your dinner last night, but that SOB has ruined my entire life. So just
Oh, baby.
Boo.
Last week was happy times. This week is sad times, not only for the Green Bay Packers and all the cuts that they're making today, but also because the demon, Satan incarnate, and no, I'm not talking about the Minnesota Vikings, Thomas Brady, spent 40 days at home and was like, you know what? I like the Jesus motif, and has returned to the NFL to haunt us all.
Yeah. He is like Freddy Krueger, man. He just like or Michael Halloween, whatever one you can't kill. He haunts your dreams. You can't kill him. He is all Freddy of the Krueger. Bad guys wrapped in one.
Freddy Krueger.
All of them. I will say that man, I'm trying not to get this demonetized. That man is so hell-bent on the TB12 method, not putting bad things in your body, not eating sugar, that he made you do it last night, Tom. He made you skip your dessert. He forced you to do the TB12 method. That is TB12 assault.
I haven't been in that restaurant in a few months, and I was anticipating that skillet cookie so much. They bring it out. It's piping hot in a skillet. They put some vegan ice cream on top. It's delicious. I'm about to order it, and then the news breaks. No cookie. No.
Gotta go. Cookie. Gotta go do an emergency video.
I do. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're going to talk all about it today. It's a crazy day in the NFL. It's only going to get crazier as free agency ramps up the tampering period. Oh, it's going to be open. Tom Grossi, Brandon Perna, Grossi Perna Show, otherwise known as GP.
Yes.
We're going to navigate you through this absolute craziness.
Yeah, it is a crap show. I mean, the Packers alone, we could talk about for an hour right now with Davante Adams not being happy. They're extending Preston Smith. They cut Za'Darius. You got info on Rasul Douglas, maybe Jair Alexander. Oh, poor Billy Turner. They cut Billy Turner.
Turner got cut. Former Denver Bronco.
Yeah. Billy's he's one of those guys, just comes in, does the dirty work, not the most talented tackle or lineman, but I respected him. I know he helped you guys out in a pinch a little bit. It's just one of those guys. Got to bounce around.
I like Billy. No, 100%. It was the cap space. Like, that's all it was. I mean, again, a lot of stuff that's happening today, I've been talking about on the channel for about 2 years now, like saying that this is why it was the quote unquote last dance. People were going to leave. It's great we were able to re-sign Preston. Expected Jair Alexander re-signing very, very soon. The Davante Adams news is really not that crazy. That's going to get all the headlines and everything, but it's really not that crazy. Rasul Douglas coming back would be big. I don't know what's going to happen about Devondre Campbell, but it's going to be it's going to be a little rough. I mean, you look at guys like MVS. I would be shocked if we re-sign him, if he's going to make $10 million a year. He's probably going to go to the Bears or something like that. There's a lot going on with the Packers. We'll break it down. I'll be doing a video about it, but I bet today is going to get even crazier.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't even said Deshaun Watson's name. We haven't even said Kirk Cousins extended.
The one saving grace of it all.
Poor Vikings. I mean, this is actually a smart move for Minnesota in that they're freeing up some cap space.
Correct.
They have one more year of security with Cousins. I really think since it's only a year-long extension, they're going to draft somebody either this year or next year to actually develop. somebody that the new coaching staff is high on. And, Kirk Cousins is the best bridge quarterback you could have because he's not bad. He's just
debatable.
Best bridge QB. Who's a better bridge QB? Huh?
Debatable.
Who's a better bridge QB?
Teddy Bridgewater just for the merch.
God damn you. Teddy's got
it's right there.
Names.
It's in the name. It's in the name. Like, come on, man. Like
Teddy might have more nicknames than any sports player in sports history.
That's fine. That's valid. You know why? Merchandising, where the real money from the channel is made.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, John. Thank you, Tom. Not Grossi. La Valley. Whoa. Living in La Valley. Tom.
By the way, I said I bet it's gonna get crazier.
Oh shoot!
And it went right over.
Yeah, I sometimes don't pay attention.
Well, that's valid. This isn't clickbait.
Guys? Yeah, I can't tune out for 20 minutes and come right back in and still be talking about the same thing. What I can talk about. DraftKings Sports Book. Yo. It is DraftKings. They are sponsoring today's episode, and it is college b-ball time because right now, as the madness of this month begins, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new customers a shot at 40-1 odds on any college basketball game. All of the teams that are in the tourney, the big tourney, there are games coming. You get 40-1 odds. That's $5 on any basketball team to win their next game. If they win, DraftKings will pay out $200 into free bets. And there are endless ways to get in on the action, from same game parlays to future betting. You
could bet on the future?
Yeah, you can bet on how many times Tom Brady will pretend to retire.
11. It's 11.
11. Is there an 11 in here?
I'll take 3.
Did you say niner? Each day of games, pick one team that you think will win that day. If the team you choose wins, you survive to pick another team for the next game, next set of games. So that's a survivor pool.
I was going to say, that's survivor pool.
That's a survivor pool.
I don't even know what that is.
Everyone can enter DraftKings at a chance to win $1 million March May. We should do the survivor pool.
Is DraftKings the tribe, or are they Jeff Probst?
They are Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just like secretly ripped. Like you were looking and you're like, wow, like that guy's got like an 8-pack.
Yeah. My wife loves him as a television host.
Yeah. I guess
she's like, he should be doing The Bachelor. Honestly, he is so good.
You're so lucky that all this news broke, because honestly, if it was a slow news day, oh man, I was going to get an in-depth review of Hamilton from you.
Oh, I'll give you an in-depth review. Too long. Too damn long. Also, too many rhymes, really.
I want you to do the entire show in the style of Hamilton.
Let me tell you about Aaron Rodgers. Hard one to. Let me tell you about Davante Adams. That one's hard to rhyme too. Let me tell you about Tom Brady. He is a guy who I hate, and he's coming back even though his retirement was kind of shady. Boom.
Just didn't want to spend any more time in the house with that pretty lady.
Yeah. Tom Brady. Ryan Jensen going back to the Buccaneers as well.
Yeah, Marpet. I love, like, he's just like, no, I'm still retired, bro.
Yeah,
like, I'm not.
I retired because football destroys your body every single time you play it.
All right, let's get the big news out of the way. You and I both did videos on this. We already talked about it, but yes, Tom Brady is returning. He's coming back. The interesting thing that came out today is they're probably going to rework his contract, considering that it was kind of just like a placeholder, and he was only supposed to get like 10 mil. And it was reported earlier too, like last year, he got like $44 million in incentives. So that whole like, oh, he takes a pay cut everywhere he goes. My man got paid last year, so don't worry, he was taken care of. But are you actually shocked? Because I was talking about this on the way home to my house after not getting a skillet cookie. I brought up GPS and I was like, hey, Perna and I were just talking about how anticlimactic it was for Tom Brady to retire. I got all those, buddy.
Sorry, I hit a button. Yeah, the whole retirement felt weird. Everything about it, none of it made sense. And anticlimactic, the way the Buccaneers finished the season too, really. It felt like he was going to come back. Specifically because his announcement was just some like shoddy post to social media. He didn't even thank the Patriots. He never said the words retire. So the speculation it was there from the moment he said, I'm stepping away from football. And what's even weirder is this idiot didn't even take the whole offseason to enjoy being away from football.
That was the most surprising. It's not even that he came back. It's when he came back. And I get it because like free agency and all that great stuff, like probably wanted to make a decision. But the guy was gone for 40 days. And he's on social media. He's like, these past 2 months. It hasn't even been 2 months. It's been 40 days.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
He was just like, he had to go home. Like, this is the time of year all players are at home living their most like normal version of their day-to-day lives that they can live, where they don't have mandatory mini camps, team meetings. They just got to work out. They go on vacation. Everybody's just like, if you follow players on Instagram, they're all over the world traveling in tropical places. So like Brady didn't even get the full taste of what retirement feels like.
He sat on that couch for 5 minutes and was like, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah. By the way, Tom Grossi does have a video coming out to just say the real reason why Tom Brady retired. Don't worry, it's gonna be good.
Wow.
Or came back, I should say. Came back.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, again, now Leonard Fournette deleted his goodbye to the Buccaneers post on Instagram.
Yeah.
So like, I'm curious now how many of those guys are going to now return. I mean, he said he wanted to play until he was 45. So I wouldn't doubt it at this point. And I think Brett Coleman, retweeted this saying that like Brady said he originally wanted to play until he sucked. He almost won MVP last year. So he was good. So if they're able to get some big pieces back, I think they'll be fine. I can't confirm nor deny it. Let's just say that, Tom Brady does have some arm hair that is missing.
Whoa. Arm hair?
Arm hair.
What are you talking about?
You stole his arm hair. Stole Tom Brady's arm hair.
I don't need to steal anybody's arm hair.
No, it's just for you to sniff.
Oh.
No, hit.
Good.
Okay. So yeah, again, I'm not terribly surprised. I was surprised at the timing of it all. Like maybe like June, July, he's like, you know what, this kind of sucks. I'm gonna come back. But no, 40 days, and he's like, nope. Which again, it just makes the whole thing so weird. Like it makes it so weird. Like I don't like. Maybe I'm wrong here. I don't think Brady did it intentionally. And what I mean by that is like I don't think he was like, you know what, I'm gonna like pretend to retire and then I'm gonna come back 40 days later. Because like it's not a great look. I mean, it you know what I mean? Like it doesn't help his brand or any of that stuff. Because it's like kind of just funny. Like, hey, thanks, Tim. Like it's funny. Like, hey, you just unretired after 40 days.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think you were right. It was like he was kind of forced into saying something
because of Schefter.
All the leaked retirement rumors by one Adam Schefter, who was wrong and then right, and now is wrong again.
This is his fault. This is all
Adam
Schefter's fault. There's anybody. There's a reason that Tom Brady's coming back. It's Adam Schefter.
Yeah, it was like he didn't actually get to take the amount of time I think he wanted to consider it. And also every time, even after he said he was retired, every opportunity people asked, he was very non-committal about staying retired. Like he never was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm certainly done. So it's expected. He was good last year. Big deal. I don't think the Bucs are going to be as good. Now, they did get Ryan Jensen back. That was huge.
Yep.
I think they'll probably lose Carlton Davis in free agency. I could be wrong because right now they're $3 million over the cap. So any guy they want to keep, the tampering period opens in less than an hour.
Less than an hour, yeah.
So they've got to figure out some math. And if you know anything about math, it ain't easy. It's not easy. You usually want time to prepare for this. Doesn't mean they won't get it done. Doesn't mean guys won't want to come back and play for. I think Gronk comes back. I think Fournette comes back. I just hope they lose somebody, please. The Rams will still beat them. The Packers might still lose to them. But if Deshaun Watson goes to the NFC South, to the Panthers, or I hope he goes to the Saints, just because the Saints had Tampa's number without a quarterback. And, the way I can root for Deshaun Watson is if he's beating Tom Brady. So we'll see.
That's the thing about Watson, because I was talking about this literally last night. I was like, if he goes to the Saints, like with their defense, I know they're going to lose some pieces, on both sides of the ball, but like you get Michael Thomas back, you have Alvin Kamara back at full health, and you get a Deshaun Watson back there. Yeah. Oh my God. Like that's going to be disgusting. Like disgusting. So I think if he goes to the Saints, that is going to be, that's going to be some really good quality football. I thought if they would have run away with the division if Brady wasn't coming back. So
yeah. How do the Washington Commanders feel now? Like
oh my God,
they made the moves for Carson Wentz because Washington also wanted Watson. I don't know if Watson would consider them. The Colts still have they're at $69 million in cap space, but I don't think they're gonna pursue him. There's a lot of teams that have the money to pay for him. Seahawks, all the teams that he's interested in though, like Bucks. $3 million over, Saints $6 million over the cap. Where are the Browns at? Because the Browns are the other team kind of rumored here.
I'll talk all about Davante. I don't think it's an actual situation. I'll trust me. I'll talk all about the Packers.
Yeah,
don't you worry. But yeah, I mean, MVS, by the way, just tweeted out saying, "I can't bend or fold. My folks depend on me to make it." So that's continuing with the narrative that has been going on throughout this whole entire offseason that MVS wants to get paid. And you know what? Honestly, some team is going to pay him $10 million. Yeah. They are going to give him his money. And I would imagine the Packers are probably lowballing him because they don't have a lot of money. And so they're like, you know what? Okay. We're willing to take a chance on Adams, because he's, consistent, reliable, and he's our best player, in terms of receiver. So I don't think MVS is coming back.
Yeah. I mean, look what Michael Gallup just got paid.
Dude. What the hell is that? I mean, again, we were off, but Amari Cooper, I know now it's old news, but Amari Cooper, getting traded for next to nothing, but because the Browns are going to take on that huge contract. And to extend Gallup, maybe it's just me, but that didn't really make a lot of sense to me. If I'm choosing between Gallup and Cooper, I think you're talking about windows here. I think you stick with Cooper, but that's just me.
I think you're betting on the future, right?
Yes.
You're betting on Michael Gallup's potential as a receiver in the future. Because right now, Amari Cooper, I think, still better than Gallup. I think Gallup's really good, but injuries were an issue last year. He's coming back from an ACL. He's got speed that Cooper will never even sniff. And he's a really good receiver. He's great hands, great route runner. And you're freeing up some money by getting rid of Cooper, but they're just paying for that Zeke contract still. They're giving up. They should have been able to keep Cooper and Gallup and CeeDee Lamb moving forward with that great trio of ball catchers. Instead, they're handcuffed by Zeke's deal. They got to wait that out another year, so they decided to move on from Amari now. And Amari goes to the Browns, which is a good move for Cleveland. But it's a tough call. But
I think they're still going to, dude, they could kill like half their team and they'd still win the division. Like that division is not going anywhere. It is literally in the swamp that Atreyu's horse dies in the never ending story. Like that's where that entire division is. And like the Cowboys are just happen to be Atreyu in this thing, but they're trying to drag the horse. They're like, come on, we can do it. No, they can't do it. So I don't think that, the Cowboys are in like any real trouble because they still have CeeDee Lamb. They still have Michael Gallup. You know, they still have weapons. But good thing they franchise tagged Dalton Schultz because that was the big move of the offseason.
That's where they want their money.
That's where you want your money invested.
In a super deep tight end draft class, you know.
Exactly. Speaking of tight ends, you had Ertz, signing a deal with the Cardinals. He's going to be around for 3 years. He also is going to be a top 10 paid tight end still. Getting a little bit older, but he did well on the Cardinals. So like it makes sense, but it's just another example of like the Cardinals are signing guys who are older, like they're giving these like contracts to guys instead of like developing some of your young talent. Let's try.
Yeah. They're going to lose Christian Kirk. We're going to find out.
Which by the way, you and I talked about that on Friday and I was like, oh, cause he was really far down there. People are talking about giving him $15 million a year, Christian Kirk. I'm like, damn. So I don't think that that's going to happen. Allen Robinson's over liking tweets about him potentially going to the Packers or the Packers being interested in him. Whoa. But I said I would love Allen Robinson there just to make up for past transgressions. But again, if that's real, it's Robinson or Adams, right? You can't have both. I think you lowball Robinson and see like maybe it's just like to try and get a ring. I mean, he spent all those years in Chicago. Anywhere else is going to be a beach party. So, I mean, you had Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton throwing you footballs for a while. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
no,
okay.
He just had bad quarterback luck for sure.
Well, maybe he should have picked the Packers to go to. Just saying, but. I want to talk about the Packers. Let's talk about it. All right.
No.
The big news that came out this morning was Davante Adams.
He hates the Packers. He is like, you guys suck. You guys suck. JK, I just want my money.
Davante Adams, and again, this is not surprising at all. Davante Adams last August, when everyone was talking about Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams was asked in a press conference in August saying, if Aaron Rodgers came back, would that influence your decision? He said no. Now, again, he may have lightened up with that, but he said in that press conference he wanted to be the highest paid wide receiver. And as we've talked about on this show, the issue with that is you have to look at Hopkins, so over at the Cardinals. And the thing is, they gave him new money on top of his old money, so his actual year-by-year number and overall contract is super inflated. So if you're looking at that as the basis and foundation for what Adams should be paid, I imagine the Packers don't want to pay that. They're like, listen, we'll pay you $25 million a year or something like that, but once we start talking about 30 and higher, it's a little too rich. So it came out today saying that Adams is not going to play on the franchise tag, meaning that if July 15th comes and goes and they don't make a deal, the franchise tag is in stone. It's $20 million. And then Davante Adams, according to him, is going to sit out. Now, why is this not surprising? One, he already made his intentions clear. Two, they have until July to figure it out. So right now, as we're sitting here on March 14th, I'm not really the most nervous about it because they have several months to try and get it done. So I'm not really stressing about it. Theoretically, a team can make an offer for Davante Adams and the Packers could match that because it's a non-exclusive deal. Or they can get 2 first-round picks for him, but I don't think that that's going to be the case. No. But I do think that eventually what's going to happen is the two sides will come together. They just seem that they're far apart right now, but they've been far apart since last August. So
maybe Davante Adams should be mad at Aaron Rodgers and not the Packers.
Why?
Because Adams is like, hey, I'm a little disappointed in the Packers' lack of timely sort of execution of my extension. That's what's being reported, right? He's upset that the deal hasn't progressed further at this point.
Adams?
Well, the Packers have had basically a week to know who their quarterback's going to be. So maybe Aaron Rodgers gives them another week to think about how they structure that deal. Maybe that's how they get it done. Maybe there should be a feud between Adams and Rodgers, is all I'm saying.
You're not getting either of them. Stop it. Just stop. Bad. You already got your quarterback. You got enough.
I'm not. I'm just, now I look at it like objectively, you know?
The tag is a tool. So right now, it bought them 4 months of time. That's what the real headline is. The Packers and Davante Adams have 4 months to work out a deal.
Yeah. When did they tagged him like a month ago, right? Or a few weeks ago?
No, they tagged him literally the same day as Rodgers. Like they tagged him because the deadline was last week. Yeah. Okay. No, they tagged him. So it all came at the same time. Rodgers said he would go until about franchise tagging. He went until.
But we knew they were going to tag him for a while.
If there wasn't a deal, we'd hope that there would be a deal in place. Right. But yeah, no, they got 4 months to figure it out. So that's why I'm not really freaking out too much, because it doesn't mean anything. Because once they re-sign him, and they extend him, then the 20 million from the franchise tag goes away. The issue becomes is after July 15th, that 20 million staying on the books, and then Davante Adams could just be like, nah, I'm going to sit out. And then we're in big, big trouble. But until then, it's 4 months. So I don't think it's I don't think it's really as big of a deal as people are reporting. But that's only one piece of the news, Brandon Perna. The other one is that here comes the pain. Remember when people were like, oh, the cap isn't real? Well, today the cap is real. Za'Darius Smith released, freeing up a good chunk of money, $15 million it's saving, leaves 12.38 in dead cap. 3 years ago, he signed a 4-year deal for $66 million. He had a cap hit of $27.6 million this year. So there was no way that he was going to be able to play on that. And Goody basically said that at the end of the year press conference, and was like, we would love to have him back, but it's going to take both sides. And all the rhetoric seemed like he wasn't going to come back. So this is not too surprising. Preston Smith getting a 4-year extension. I thought it was funny because 3 years ago, almost to the day, he got a 4-year $52 million extension. Now he got a 4-year $52.5 million. So he got that $500,000 raise. Good for him. Yeah. And then in terms of other guys, Billy Turner, he wound up getting released as well, save a little money on the cap. And Rasul Douglas might return, but I don't know about that yet because that's kind of not confirmed. So
yeah, I'm very curious to see. I feel like Za'Darius is going to get a lot of money.
Oh, he's going to get paid a ton. He's healthy now.
Yeah, he's healthy. He's 29. His market value is 16.7 mil per year. You've got Chandler Jones, Von Miller, Za'Darius Smith, these 3 veteran edge rushers in, a market where edge rusher is always very hot. So I could see him going back to Baltimore maybe, although they don't like to overpay for edge rushers. Denver will consider it because they are looking at edge for free agency. But now with Brady returning to Tampa Bay, you just assume every guy's going to, go take a team-friendly deal to go there. The Chiefs might release Frank Clark, so they could be in the market for an upgrade. It's crazy. It's been crazy this last week. So much has happened, and now
it's going to get crazier.
It's going to get even crazier. And there's just a lot of high caliber players who are available too that are not quarterbacks. And we've been talking so much about the quarterbacks because all the moves have happened. Some teams are going to get better. I guess when you look at cap availability, you got to think about the Dolphins going after a guy like Za'Darius Smith, the Colts, Washington football team's got a ton of money. So somebody who's a less ideal destination can pay him more than he's probably worth. And that's what you compete with in free agency when you got to let the guys go. So I'm just curious at this point. I'm sitting back and waiting for the things to happen.
Well, you're chilling because you don't have to worry about anything. You're just even if the Broncos make no moves,
we don't have to make a move.
I don't care. I'm fine. Yeah, no, Packers fans, again, kind of should have been anticipating this at this point. The writing has been on the wall for quite some time. And again, we're losing good quality players. If you were looking at bright sides, Elton Jenkins getting healthy. Josh Neiman, I think, showed that he can definitely play, so he can swing out to right tackle. Elton Jenkins will return. Dave Bakhtiari obviously coming back. I think those are big. And then Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith, they were great last year. I mean, we played basically the entire season without Za'Darius Smith. So
Rashawn Gary was really good.
Rashawn Gary was great. So I think the biggest things coming out now, make sure Adrian Amos stays on the team. I think he's a very, very underrated safety. And then you're going to lock up Jair Alexander, and get him a big time deal. I imagine that's going to come because that's going to save cap for this year. I think I could save up to $9 million. So I think the Packers have made like about $27 million in cap savings today. So they're still like a little under 20 still over. But again, that's without anything else. We'll see what the Rodgers deal does because that could be big as well. There's lots of reports saying that that's going to free up some cap. But again, we don't know what the Rodgers deal is. So
yeah, Rashawn Gary tied for third most pressures last year, right there with Trey Hendrickson, under only Max Crosby and Nick Bosa. So that's why also you guys can afford to lose Za'Darius Smith. Like you've got the replacement.
I mean, it sucks. Like, don't get me wrong. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers wind up going out and getting another edge rusher. I mean, that's who I want. I want a guy on the D line, or another edge rusher for the first pick. And people want wide receivers, but yeah, I think it's just they have a defense still. Like the biggest thing for me right now is Devondre Campbell. That is the thing that concerns me the most because I don't think he's going to stay. Rasul Douglas would be great, kind of gives us, some extra guys back there, but yeah, I'm concerned about Devondre Campbell. Yeah, this is going to be like, this is, a hot take. That would be the biggest loss this offseason for the Packers, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, again, they have to find the next Devondre Campbell, right? Like an undervalued guy who's been in the league a little while, and
we've been trying. Yeah. I mean, like the guys we draft, like again, you look at Chris Barnes, like I like Chris Barnes a lot, but Warren Burks didn't work out. Right? Blake Martinez wound up going to the Giants, tackling machine, but just wasn't the guy there. Hell, we used to move Clay Matthews from the outside to the inside. It's just, and Kamal Martin off the team, literally like just drafted him and he's gone. So
it's kind of like linebackers to me are a little bit like running backs where they are replaceable when you have the right defensive coordinator and scheme. But when you have a linebacker or two linebackers that are really, really good, it stands out and it's a difference on your defense. So like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Devin White and Levante David, part of the reason their defense was so good in their Super Bowl run, those two guys. And a part of the reason it struggled a little bit was when Levante David was injured for a little bit last year. So if you believe in your defensive coordinator and the scheme your defense deploys, you can plug and play linebackers. The Broncos did it like last year. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you don't need a good linebacker. You know what I mean? But I feel like you can find young linebackers who can play at a pretty high level. Devondre Campbell is one of those guys who is much better than an average linebacker. So it does make a difference, but it's not like losing a premier edge rusher or a shutdown corner to your defense is kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yes. I mean, the thing is too, and I'm just going to put it out there. Corey Littleton.
Oh yeah.
Get released. I mean, years ago, I wanted him. How did he get really good? Under Joe Barry.
Always look for relationships as well in free agency, like guys who play for some decent money too. Like there's a good chance the Packers would sign him based on just the relationship alone.
Dude, if we don't get Devondre Campbell, I would be stoked to get Corey Littleton. I wanted him a couple years ago, like when he was a free agent. The Raiders signed him, and I was like, I guess we couldn't afford it. And now, like, because he came off like some down years. Plug him right in, see if he do it. Give him like a 1-year prove it deal. Why not? Yeah, so I would not be shocked if that was the case.
Bobby Wagner will be a hot linebacker. Teams
we're not going to be able to
pursue,
afford
but
him.
you'd probably have to pay too much for Bobby Wagyu. Who are the other linebackers? Here we go.
Yeah, they're saying he could go back to the Rams. It's possible, but I think the more I'm thinking about it, like I really would not be shocked whatsoever.
Is Leighton Vander Esch an unrestricted free agent?
I think he is.
Yeah, Rashawn Evans.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to get $11 million in base salary. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, he was supposed to make a lot of money. But again, if he is gone from the Raiders, 100%, I would not be surprised. Packers are just like, yeah, let's knock on that tree.
Hello, Corey. Welcome
Corey.
to Green Bay.
Corey. So,
speaking of trees, DraftKings Sportsbook is green. So are a lot of trees, except for like, the ones that are brown because they're dead.
It's a great transition.
Yeah. You'll be alive when you win at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Photosynthesis.
Yeah, you just got to use code GPS when you sign up at DraftKings. A link is in the description. New customers who use this code GPS, well, you got a shot at royalty with 40-1 odds on any college basketball game. That's right, college b-ball tournament about to get crazy.
Basketball.
Yeah, you bet just $5.
$5?
Right? On any college basketball team to win their next game. If they do, DraftKings will pay out $200 in the free bets. Also, everyone can enter DraftKings free $1 million March Mania Survivor Pool, but you must enter before tip-off on March 19th. So do it before March 19th. Free to play for a chance to win $1 million.
You okay?
Each day of games, you pick one team to win. That day, if the team you choose wins, you survive the pool. So you can play the next week. Again,
do I get
download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code GPS when you sign up. Link in the description. And you can get $200 in free bets if the team you choose wins. DraftKings. GPS. Go. Blah, blah.
Flatulence.
Sir Flatulence.
Predictions on surprise cuts?
Ooh, nope, because they're a surprise.
Russell Wilson.
You watch your tone, young man. You watch your tone.
Who do I hope? Adam Thielen. And Justin Jefferson.
Oh, yeah.
And Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin. I think
just Kirk Cousins running QB sneaks. That's the whole offense.
The surprise to me is he's not going to be cut. He's a free agent. But the surprise to me is J.C. Jackson. It sounds like he's going to the Chargers.
Chargers, yep. There's rumors he's going to the Chargers.
I do not like that.
Don't like that.
I just don't understand why the Patriots don't think he's worth I did call flatulent.
I figured he was here. I figured he was here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why the Patriots wouldn't play him, especially why you got your quarterback on the rookie deal, and it's one of the most important pieces on defense. Just the arrogance of that organization. You're going to learn without Tom Brady, you ain't crap, New England. And I'm really just pissed because the Chargers.
He goes to the Chargers, dude. Oh, Derwin James back there, J.C. Jackson back there.
Don't want to see it.
They have a good secondary and they get good pass rush.
Look,
again, they just have to stop the run.
Here's the warning, JC. If you go to the Chargers, you will get hurt before the season starts.
How?
They're a cursed organization. It happens specifically to their corners, and you should not go there. Go to the Texans, go to the Panthers, the Jags. You'll make a lot of money. You'll be healthy. Just go there. Or to the Rams. Go to the Rams. Just keep their weird super team going. Just not the Chargers, man.
Here's what I will say. Before we talk about, guys like Kirk Cousins and all that great, wonderful stuff, the amount of people who complained that Aaron Rodgers was dragging this out and being a diva when the guy, and listen, I've been critical of Aaron Rodgers, don't get me wrong, but the guy said on the Pat McAfee show, hey, I like franchise tagging definitely before free agency. I'll have a decision. The guy makes his decision on the day when it comes to tagging to franchise tag people. Tom Brady literally retired and unretired in 40 days. And people were just like, man, Rodgers, it's all about him, huh? It's all about Aaron Rodgers. Like, come on, man.
Tom Brady, such a team player.
KC for JC Jackson? How does Kansas City have cap anymore? If they're releasing guys like Frank Clark, like, come on now. Like, how do they have money?
Where's the Chiefs? They have -$6 million.
Yeah, they're not they're not signing JC Jackson. With that, they're going to sign JC Jackson with what I just said.
Yeah, you got the Vikings, the Browns, the Bucks, the Giants, the Chiefs, the Saints, the Niners, the Packers, and the Rams, all teams who are still over the cap.
We got to get under it. Again, you might see Aaron Rodgers' contract today.
Wow.
You might see it today. You might see it because technically the new league year starts the 16th. So within the next 2 days, I do think you're going to see Jair. I think you're going to see potentially Aaron because they got to get under the cap. So
knowing Deshaun Watson's going to probably bring in 3 first-round draft picks and possible players in the trade makes me feel so nice about what the Broncos gave for Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well,
I think Watson's a better quarterback than Russell Wilson.
I do too.
I think Watson is, you could argue, the best quarterback in the NFL the last time he played because
with
he
the
was making stuff happen with the Texans roster. A depleted Texans roster at the time.
He's a top 5 QB, easy. 100%.
But there is so much baggage coming with him right now. And
it's going to be a PR nightmare.
It is. You can't feel good about it.
No.
And it's unfortunate. And it's just, there's so much there. I don't know how people can look at that and just be like, oh yeah, the criminal charges went away, so he's 100% innocent. He's 100% innocent. These are 22 people colluding to take him down. We'll never know the truth. That's the thing. As a fan, we're never going to know the truth from this situation because one, we're probably not going to ever see all of the information from it. And 2, it's just a thing that's hard to prove without some sort of, substantiated piece of evidence. So it is, I'm glad the Broncos aren't in that sweepstakes right now. And Russell Wilson's probably the most boring and strangest quarterback on earth. But they did not overpay for him, and now the Texans stood by their demand of at least 3 first-round picks, and they're going to get that. And that's insane to me for a guy who's probably going to be suspended for half the season, even when he comes back.
Yep.
So, it's just crazy.
I think he's in a better position, obviously, on the Saints than he is, though. Christian McCaffrey and him, that'd be a lot of fun. DJ Moore, I think that'd be fun. But, if you're the Texans, who's the more enticing team? Just to get picks from, I think it's the Panthers still.
Well, the Panthers offer the best draft pick at pick 6.
Because it's the Saints. It's the issue you and I talked about. The premium draft picks for Russell Wilson is this year. Because after that, they're going to go up because he's going to make the team better. And it's the same thing for where Deshaun Watson goes. Now, I will say, maybe that being suspended for half the year, that's going to help potentially, in lowering their... lowering that draft capital, but I don't. Oh yeah, Derwin James. I did see that he tweeted out the eye emojis. So
hopefully it's because
JC Jackson
traded out of.
Watch them get JC Jackson, dude.
They're going to all I've seen is JC Jackson.
I have too. Yeah.
hate it. I removed my whole JC Jackson paragraph from the video I'm uploading later because I knew like by the time I say it, it's just going to be outdated.
Yep. Do you think Julian Edelman comes out of retirement now?
No, I think his body's too beat.
A referee's reaction. There's some.
Why do you hate me? Why does everybody hate me? Do you know what it's like to call a football game in real time? I don't have access to replay every single play.
It's like calling it with my eyes taped shut.
These are the fastest, strongest men on earth. Every hit looks terrible.
True.
Taunting though, that I have no excuse for.
That I will not. I will not let that fly. Never. What
do you mean? We've been in the headlines all week. We've been
in. He took our headlines. It's not fun.
No, I don't care about headlines. I care about winning football games.
Also, you haven't had a lot to care about for a while.
No, I have not. I have only had headlines until a week ago.
That's the only thing that's kept me going.
Yeah,
I love how
make one move in free agency, one splashy move.
I love how last year there would be times where I was like, Perna, what do you got coming out? You're like, I don't know if I'm going to do a post game for the Broncos. You know, I don't know if I'm going to do it. This season, you're just like, let's go, baby. Every game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's 9 years of recapping every Broncos game.
Oh, you lost again. You won a Super Bowl. Like, again, the complaining really can't be that bad.
No, it's
could be worse. It could be so much worse.
The mediocrity that wears on you.
Yeah.
Like as a fan, I can deal with it, but as a person who has to talk about it and it's the same issues over and over again.
Yeah.
Like you just run out of ways to be critical. Like my best videos, I just would lose my shit and rant about putting Pat Shurmur in jail. Like you're like, yeah, I can agree with that.
Jail tonight.
But
the other thing, speaking of Seahawks, Tyler Lockett and his brother are going to go work out with Colin Kaepernick.
Oh,
so Colin Kaepernick tweeted out, he was like, I'm getting, as we talked about on Friday's show, like he's getting ready, all that great stuff. He's like, he tweeted out, like, I miss throwing to like pro route runners. And Tyler Lockett retweeted him and was like, hey, like, let's go do it. So, I mean, there's been some murmurs about Colin Kaepernick to the Seahawks. You know, there was rumors that the Seahawks wanted to bring him in a couple years ago. That, dude, I'm telling you, just for the storyline purposes, would be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And it means that Colin Kaepernick 49ers jersey I have just got so much better.
Oh, so I would love to see Cap go to the Seahawks. I mean, can he still play quarterback? I don't know. But the fact that he got blackballed from the NFL and Deshaun Watson, the moment a grand jury said, we don't think there's enough evidence here to go forth with these charges, every team's like, we're in on Watson. What about the civil suit, the 22K? I don't care. Give us Deshaun Watson. We'll deal with it. What did Kaepernick? He kneeled. Bye. Like, it's just so
egregious.
It's crazy. So I hope he goes to the Seahawks. I think it'll be interesting.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not like they're going to pay him a lot of money. No, it'd be a 1-year prove-it deal. Like, here you go. Here's like $6 million, maybe. Like,
good luck beating out Drew Lock. That's all I'll say to Cap.
Hey, don't forget about Geno. Don't forget about Geno.
Out Drew Lock.
Here's what I'll say. The people, because Kaepernick definitely declined. I remember like Kurt Warner was like coaching him during the like off season on like how to throw better and all that great stuff. And listen, like he definitely declined. Don't get me wrong. However, I think it's just amusing that people are like, they take a year off Trubisky, who sits as a backup for the Bills, and it's like, he might be worth $10 million. Like he could be a starting QB somewhere. I'm not saying that they're the same player. I'm not saying that it's comparable. I just think it's very funny where it's like, well, Cap could never, ever, ever, be back to where he is. Who knows? Like he might suck. Like he might be even worse than the last time that we saw him because he hasn't played football. But I don't know.
Probably will be.
Yeah.
You know who I know he's better than? Lions backup quarterback Tim Boyle.
Hey, you shut your mouth and you put some respect on Tim Boyle.
Nope,
all right?
I will not.
That's a laser show. All right? You put some respect on his name, Brandon Perna.
Nope. Tim
Put
Boyle,
some respect.
not good at football.
Why do you hate Tim Boyle?
He's not very good.
So you're just randomly hating on Tim Boyle?
He has not really earned gig.
I think that you need to sign Case Cookus, and he outplays Russell Wilson.
Case Cook has got to take over the USFL first.
Well, he's going to. He's going to win the USFL Super Bowl, whatever that is.
Yeah,
And
it's just
then-
the USFL Vince Lombardi Super Bowl.
He's going to take the Tim Tebow route.
Yeah. Oh, it could be I mean, like I said, they should have brought Trump back to the USFL, made him president of the USFL. Boom, he's president again, and you win the Trump trophy in the USFL.
Done.
He is so suited to be president of a spring football league in my eyes. Tim Boyle foil?
Tim Boyle foil.
What does that mean?
That. Yeah, Aikman and Buck to ESPN, which means that there's openings for
Thursday night
commentators.
Yeah, they're never going to call us, Tom.
I don't want them to call me. I don't want it.
I do.
I don't.
Just so I can tell them no.
Ooh, that's okay. That's big money moves right there. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no. Why would I ever do that? Ever? Oh, can I have a fridge of Allagash White while I call the game? No. Oh. Can I read out super chats or the chat? No. Oh. Why would I do that? If they were like, Tom, we'll give you $1 million for a year, I'd straight up tell them no.
Can I swear? Nope.
Straight up.
Wow.
Straight up.
This is really limited, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but we'll see. I imagine, because again, this week is going to start getting wild with free agency. I truly think the Deshaun Watson stuff is going to be done within the week. It will be done and he will be on a new team. Barkley. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of questions about Barkley, but if there's any QB who could do something behind a terrible offensive line like the Giants,
looks like the Dolphins just signed Emmanuel Ogbah to a 4-year, $65 million deal.
Oh,
so they keep their defensive end, Emmanuel Ogbah.
Right, Uncultured? Yeah, he's cursing the Packers, talking smack about Tim Boyle laser show. It's okay. It's called karma, Brandon Perna.
I got Russell Wilson. I got Jesus on my side now. Come get it.
That tweet that you put out years ago, what was that, last year? Saying
that was just this last season.
Mile High is the closest to God. I was like, that was good.
To God, Russell Wilson will ever get in the NFL.
That was good. That was good.
Did Mike Tyson die?
I don't think. I think people are just being dumb.
Are they just being dumb?
I think people are just being dumb. I could be wrong. Scott Hall died, which is sad. Razor Ramon. Well, he's going to take off life support. So that's sad. But, yeah. This week is going to get crazy, folks. We're going to be pumping out all that content. It's going to be wild.
You can milk a cat, Greg, and we're going to milk the videos this week.
It's true. Again, Kirk Cousins going to the Vikings and getting extended for another year. Yes, it freed up cap space, but good God, the amount of money that they're giving that man. Oh, I mean, he's made over $200 million in his career.
That's insane. It's this gets said a lot when you don't have an elite quarterback. If you're a fan of a team that's very talented, people are like, you're wasting the window. You're wasting the window.
Yep.
And the Vikings, I think, are the most true example of the team wasting the window. Thielen, Jefferson, Cook, how can you not win? How can you not even get into the playoffs with those guys? It's insane. Now, they got a new head coach. They got a new regime. We'll see. Maybe they get a little more production out of Kirk Cousins. I don't know. But, God, that is
Thank you, Mike Zimmer.
That is an elite trio where talent is being wasted. The window is shutting.
I'm okay with that. Waste away. I mean, that was what I was talking about the Bears, though. The way that I spoke about the Bears was the way that I was talking about Aaron Rodgers, like how people talk about Aaron Rodgers wasting his window. Like there was a window for the Bears defense. That window's closed now. Like it's gone. Like now they are going to have to completely retool. They have $1 cajillion next season. But I did see Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look at these teams and they're just like those windows are gone. And the Packers are just like taking a crowbar and trying to like keep that window open and pry it. They're like, no, just one more year. Just one more. We got this. It's fine.
The rumor that I hope is true. And I saw this over the weekend, but it's that the Colts are interested in Gardner Minshew. So that's a guy who, if he goes to Indianapolis, will be the first quarterback in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Mark my words.
There you go.
Apparently, Gardner Minshew to the Colts.
Jason Wilde texted with Randall Cobb on Sunday, and Cobb expected to be back with the Packers. That's very weird. I mean, let me put it this way. It's weird because he's going to be like a $10 million cap hit. But it's not as weird because McAfee and talking to Rodgers and how Rodgers just wants to play with his friends. But I mean, Cobb didn't do anything. Like listen, I love Randall Cobb with all of my heart and soul. But he didn't lean on him in the playoffs. Like he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes you just got to move on from guys. It's hard.
It was a great story. I really wanted him to do well. And if and Randall Cobb made some really clutch catches during the regular season. But at the same time, yeah, that's it. Now is Cobb out? I don't know. Is Cobb going to be in forever? I don't know. I want him to win a ring.
I am not a Packers fan right now. So much uncertainty.
Dude, there's so much going on right now.
It is it's hard to wrap your head around all of it. All the moves they could and could not make.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be interesting when the dust settles who winds up staying on the team. Again, I think you're going to see Amos potentially. He's going to get extended. Jair is going to get extended, etc.
Baba Booey.
Hold on. First of all, that contract is wrong. First of all. Second of all, Kirk Cousins, what has he done for you besides be mediocre? Oh, but his stats were really good. How'd that translate into wins?
Look, I supported Cousins. I was on the Cousins bandwagon. Like, underrated player.
Nope.
Performs.
Nope.
But after you watch a guy in certain situations over an extended period of time, you can form a better opinion. Yep. Kirk Cousins does not rise to the occasion.
Nope.
He is the opposite of bread. He doesn't rise. And he's as boring as bread.
Again, he's not a bad quarterback. Like, he's not trash. He's not like one of the worst QBs ever. It's none of that. It's just that you are giving a guy. I mean, when you signed him for $84 million, I was like, that's a joke. Because you basically paid a premium price at the time for an average or a slightly above average QB. And he has been that for you. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, like, it hasn't helped your team. You made the NFC Championship game without him.
How many times has somebody said, did you see Kirk Cousins take over that game? 0. I literally can't remember a single time was like, Kirk Cousins, man, was the difference maker. Pat Mahomes takes over games. Justin Herbert takes over games. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, freaking Russell Wilson, of course. Like, these guys in situations, they do things where you're like, oh, he put the team on his back, and got him the victory.
Well, that's why you pay them, right? Like, that's why you give them like all that money.
Yeah, Cousins hasn't done it. He's he's good. He's just not great. He's bread. Kirk Cousins is bread. Although there are some pretty damn good breads out there, you know.
There are some good breads. Yeah, there's some good breads.
Give me a nice freaking ciabatta bread.
We'll make it soup. But we'll see. Kirk Cousins, Well, I think their team will be better. It's a really low bar. Like they just have to have like an offensive guy, and they got him. So by the
Vikings
way,
will be competitive, but it's just like they're not a contender.
By the way, tampering. It's noon
Open
on the
it
East
started.
Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to tamper. We're gonna be tampering so hard. Allen,
Josh Allen puts
Allen.
the team on his back.
Yep. You like that?
We did another episode, Tom. We are in free agency, virgin territory for GPS.
Yeah.
Wednesday is going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
Friday, even next week. Like people forget the week after free agency.
That's where like all the bargain deals are.
For all the real like.
That's where the Packers shine.
Yeah, it's the value guys. It's like, oh, that was a nice piece. Didn't expect to get that. So next 2 weeks will be solid.
I think so.
Then we look at the draft.
What do you got coming out today, Brandon Perna?
I have a Deshaun Watson video that I intended to post last night. Luckily, Brady unretired, and thankfully he did because he made a lot of what I said just wrong. So I'm going to get this Deshaun Watson video out, and then I'll start focusing on what happens today. And you, Tom? What do you got for the kids?
I'm going to do this video on all the moves the Packers are making right now and explaining and talking people off ledges. So we're going to be doing that. I have the real reason Tom Brady unretired. So I have that little skit coming, which I was pretty happy with it. I wrote it last night. So excited about that. And then craziness. I mean, free agency usually is like when I do streams. So, cause like to wrap up the craziness. So probably their streams are probably going to start like either tomorrow or Wednesday. Unless some crazy stuff happens continuously today. But don't worry, there's going to be so much freaking fracking content, you're not going to know what to do with it. By the way, every NFL fan's reaction to Tom Brady coming back out last night. All right, it has like 200,000 views. Check it out. Okay. I left a skillet cookie for it. I was waiting months for it. That restaurant was 35 minutes away. And I was like, check, please, can't have the skillet cookie.
No
drove.
Cookie.
Gave a nice tip. Drove home. As soon as I got home, I peed. Right? And then I wrote, and then I changed 32 times. So yeah, go watch that video.
Go watch it.
Well, folks, thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
You've gotten a car wreck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost control of the car. I'm sorry. Kendall was driving and someone grabbed the wheel and